difficulty or some disappointment or a phone call not returned or a friend that, does us wrong. But he's saying in that day, I'm going to see you again. I'm going to be the one who orchestrates all of this, and nobody's going to take away your joy from you. Because he said earlier to those same people, he said, I've come so that they can have life and have it abundant. That was his whole entire purpose. Yes, he had to suffer. Yes, he had to die. Yes, he had to forgive us for all the things we've done because we didn't understand and didn't trust him. But now he came to restore that. He says, my whole purpose, the longing of my heart always has been and always will be that you have abundant life, that you have endless adventure and excitement and love and connection and just wonder day after day, getting better and better and better and better throughout all eternity. And so he stirred up those longings in their heart there. And he said, listen, what you're experiencing now is just a tiny little piece. It's like the songwriter Rich Mullins sang one time. He said, I know this thirst will not last long, but it will soon drown in the song not sung in vain. And there was that song that God himself came to us to sing, his love song, his song of sacrifice, his song of restoration to abundant life. And this thirst that we're now experiencing, it's not going to last long. It will soon drown in that song not sung in vain. Later in the book of Revelation, John would write, he, speaking of God, he will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there will no longer be any death, nor will there be any mourning or crying or pain, for the first things have passed away. And he who sits on the throne says, behold, I am making all things new. And he said, right, for these words are faithful and true. So the promise is, I want to make this really clear. Somebody made this point to me and it was life-changing. The promise is that everything will be made new. It will be as fresh as a fall morning after the heat and stifling humid air of summer have been cleansed. It'll be as fresh as a spring morning filled with bird song in which just everything just feels more alive, more beautiful, more tangible, more deep. The colors are brighter and cleaner and real. It is never going to end. And the beautiful thing about this promise is that God didn't say, I'm going to make all new things. In other words, he didn't say that everything that you ever loved, forget about that. Forget about that. Like one guy said, he said it would be, if God did that, it would be like a game show where it's like, well, you didn't win the European vacation, but you get to keep some luggage and some kitchen knives, He didn't say he was going to make all new things. He said he was going to make all things new. Think about that for a minute. Everything you've ever loved, everything you've ever longed for, ever dreamed of, in its absolute whole, most complete, most healthy, truest essence, its most alive, and being that way forever growing deeper in meaning and significance and beauty and wonder. That's the promise. He's making all things new. Everything that's lost will be restored. Everything you loved that is no more is going to be completely restored. He's making all things new. Thank heavens it's not all new things. It's all things new. All those things that touched your heart so deeply, restored completely forever. 1 Corinthians 13, it's often quoted as the love chapter at weddings, but one of the verses says that now we see through a glass dimly, but then face to face. And I think that dream and that experience back then, I was getting close. I was getting close to seeing. The bridge between now and then was thinning so that I could just almost touch it. And the longing for that day that it called up. I think that's a longing for that eternal day that's coming. The day's coming, the night is passing, and it's going to be ours forever. And again, Jesus said that was the promise. If you ever wonder why did he come, there was one reason. And that was so that we could have life and have it abundantly. Everything we were made for, everything we've ever longed for, everything we've ever wanted, no matter how deeply it's been buried by disappointment and heartache, resurrected, brought to life, and completely satisfied forever. And he was willing to give his own life to make that ours. So abundance, that's what he promised, abundant life. Abundance. Look at how abundant the sunshine. Here we are, this little planet, 93 million miles away, getting just enough sunshine from our star, the sun, to fuel everything and all life on our planet. Just think, that same amount of energy is going out all around us in a sphere around the sun. And just that teeny little bit that gets to us 93 million miles away fuels everything. His abundance is as abundant as the sunshine, as abundant as the air, as abundant as the stars. He creates abundantly. That's why he sacrificed, was to bring us back home to abundance, and that's how he restores. So in that day, when everything is restored and he makes all things, That's what we're going to have is utter. I think we will look back at the word abundant and go, that's the understatement of the century. We didn't even have a word that described this. We just had to use abundant because that's all we knew. C.S. Lewis said, if you find yourself with a desire that no experience in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that you were made for another world. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jeff Byrd with Jeffrey Byrd Coaching. Till next time, God bless you.